Hey, welcome to the 7 out of 10 Short Report, a brief weekly roundup of the gaming headlines you might have missed. Boy, have I got a bumper edition for you this week, thanks in no small part to Gamescom. The early event, that takes place in Cologne, Germany, celebrated its 10th anniversary in style, with most of the industry's major publishers and developers attending the trade show, capitalising on its huge popularity in order to both show off some new gameplay for upcoming releases, as well as dropping some pretty hefty announcements too. So let's dive right in. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, the upcoming game from Dark Souls author Hidetaka Miyazaki and his development studio FromSoft, has a release date. The game, which is published by Activision and coming to Xbox One, PS4 and PC, will launch on the 22nd of March 2019. Alongside the announcement, we were also treated to a fair portion of gameplay too. Sekiro was a fairly large departure from the slow, cautious gameplay that made Dark Souls a cult hit, taking a far more action-orientated approach this time around. Playing as a 15th century ninja affords an unprecedented amount of control, even when compared to From's more action-orientated Bloodborne, thanks to the inclusion of a snappier movement system and even a grappling hook. Sekiro appears to encourage a stealthy approach to situations too, the footage demonstrating how unsuspecting enemies can be easily dispatched via a leaping strike from a tactical vantage point, or even be avoided entirely if the overwhelming odds are stacked up against you. This level of versatility is but one example of the game's more action-orientated design. The game also forces the player to use the tools available to them, such as the Shinobi prosthetic, a multi-tool of sorts that gives the protagonist, known as One-Armed Wolf, a number of special abilities to utilise when engaging with an enemy. Don't worry though, this is still fundamentally a Miyazaki game through and through, the unsettling atmosphere and overall aesthetic of both its characters and its world bearing more than just a passing resemblance to the other 5 games in the Soulsborne series. It looks phenomenal, offering further proof that nearly a decade later, Miyazaki and the team at From Software are still capable of making games that are, regardless of genre, unlike anything else on the market. Screenshots as news is a bit of an archaic concept in the modern age of easily accessible HD trailers, but then Cyberpunk isn't marketing itself in a traditional way, is it? Actual gameplay demos remain frustratingly locked behind closed doors, sessions that last just shy of an hour reserved for press and, according to a small byline in July's issue of Edge magazine, stars of Netflix TV shows. Still, there's a huge amount of hype surrounding Cyberpunk 2077, and after the success of The Witcher 3, CD Projekt Red have perhaps earned themselves a small amount of arrogance when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. I'm excited and can't wait to see the game in action, even if these screenshots do nothing but pour fuel onto the theory that this is a next-gen title through and through. I think Battlefield 5 looks pretty good, actually. Certainly a more interesting shooter offering than Call of Duty Black Ops 4, anyway. Not that this playful rivalry holds any weight in the era of the Battle Royale, a mode both games will also include when they launch towards the end of the year. Battlefield 5's open beta begins the week after next on Thursday the 6th of September, or 2 days earlier if you're either a member of Origin Access Premier or have pre-ordered the game. Nvidia also used Battlefield 5 as a vehicle for demonstrating what's possible with their new RTX line of GeForce graphics cards. Look, you can see reflections and eyes and cars and that. I don't really understand hardware, I won't lie to you, but if you fancy dropping just over $1,000 for a Founders Edition RTX 20180 Ti, then you're more than welcome to enjoy some nice eye reflections, free from my judgment, when they launch next month. You know, I loved Assassin's Creed Origins, last year's installment in the now long-running franchise and the first to be released after the once-annual series took a year off in 2016. It felt like, with a little room to breathe, Assassin's Creed found the time to evolve into something that finally felt like a substantial improvement over its predecessors. So it was with disappointment that I reacted to the announcement of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, arriving a year after Origins and appearing, on the surface at least, to be similar in both its aesthetics and gameplay. But additional details revealed at both E3 back in June and Gamescom this week have gone a long way to quell any doubts I may have had that Odyssey is just a retread of Origins with a fresher coat of paint. I mean, it is, but there appears to be enough different here to help make Odyssey feel very much like its own beast. Outside of the game's 2 choices of protagonist and romancing options, Odyssey also features an improved combat system that throws away shields and defensive items, encouraging a more aggressive approach to fighting compared to previous titles. The Gamescom demo showed off the title's endgame content too, demonstrating a tense battle between protagonist Cassandra and the mythical beast Medusa. It may have only been one short year between entries, but this latest Assassin's Creed looks set to provide the titular Odyssey it promises when it launches on the 5th of October. Also, it was confirmed that the series is taking a year off in 2019, which seems like the smart move. The Resident Evil 2 remake, or as I like to call it, Game of the Year 2019, changed my mind, got some delicious new gameplay footage this week, showcasing Claire Redfield's portion of the campaign. The footage, looking phenomenal running on Resident Evil 7's RE engine, focuses primarily on the player's first encounter with one of the game's antagonists, the mutated scientist William Burton, but also included a scene where Claire meets his daughter, Sherry Burton, an integral part of the original game's story. Speaking to Eurogamer, director Tazunori Tadoi, why can't I pronounce Japanese names, said that the team have totally overhauled Sherry's character in an attempt to make her more believable. Quote, because you're looking at her in a more photorealistic environment and the characters look more human and realistic, that naturally means we have to add more depth to them, because they're a lot less cartoonish and two-dimensional. Back in the day, the storytelling was revolutionary because horror games didn't have stories. We have to meet fan expectations now with games designed for 2019. She's definitely someone now who feels a bit more like she has her own personality. She's thinking in her mind and she's got her own motivations. We're trying to take some of that stuff that was slightly unnatural and add depth to it. There's more than just a passing comparison to the character Newt from James Cameron's Alien 2, too, a young girl of a similar age to Sherry in the film. It turns out she was a strong influence to the team when it came to redesigning the character. Quote, Newt from Aliens was something of a reference point. The first time you meet her and seeing, yeah, she's seen some serious stuff. God, I can't wait to play this game. I love you, Capcom. I really do. Speaking of loving Capcom, Devil May Cry 5 received a gameplay trailer this week along with a release date. You can split your motorbike in half and batter forth about when the game launches on March 8th next year. It looks bonkers in all the right ways. Just look at this. Madness. Season 2 of Life is Strange is set to swap the small town setting of its original season for a road trip along the west coast of America, it was revealed this week. 16-year-old Sean Diaz will be replacing Season 1's Matt Tallfield as the protagonist this time around, charged with looking after his younger brother Daniel after an unexplainable event leaves the police officer that shot their father dead. The season, which sees both boys on the run from the authorities following the event, launches on the 27th of September on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. The first game, praised by both critics and fans alike for its exceptional storytelling, was a phenomenal spin on the point-and-click adventure genre, and this long-awaited next installment looks equally as entertaining. Definitely one to keep an eye on. We got our first extended look at a fully remastered stage from Spyro Year of the Dragon this week, captured by IGN from the upcoming Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and it's safe to say that the third and final game in the original PlayStation trilogy is looking just as slick and polished as its remastered predecessors. Sunny Villa, the Roman-themed first stage from the game, looks stunning in full HD, popping with vibrant colours and juicy next-gen niceness. Year of the Dragon is my personal favourite of the 3 games included in the package, and finally seeing the game in action made me shed a wee tear as I recalled the first time I ever set foot in Sunny Villa one cold Christmas morning 18 years ago. I didn't actually cry. I'd just like to clarify that I'm a grown man and the persisting prevalence of toxic masculinity in today's society requires me to ensure that you're all aware of that. I did however weep like the baby at the end of a Ghost Story. Have you seen that film? It's very sad that it watched. They also showed off some skateboarding footage because Spyro is very much a product of its time. Also, I always assumed Hunter was a middle-aged man for some reason, but seeing this remastered version established as a young man has rattled me a little, and I think I need to have a lie down. I think I preferred him as a grown man. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy launches on the 13th of November. Shenmue 3, or as I like to call it, Dead-Eyed Hust Simulator 2018. Seriously, the character models in this game look worse every time I see footage of it. Christ alive, finally has a release date. The game, which was originally announced way back in 2015 and went on to become the most successful video game Kickstarter ever, which just... I guess these faces are the best money can buy, huh? Will launch on August 27th, 2019 for both the PC and PS4. Good news for Settlers fans, Ubisoft and original developer Blue Byte are re-releasing all 7 of the series' original titles on PC, alongside a brand new installment set to launch next year. The new game looks delightful, the announcement trailer showing a return to the more cartoonish visual style that made the original game stand out when the series first debuted 25 years ago. The Settlers History Collection will launch on the 15th of November, 2018. I'm unreasonably excited about this. I love the Settlers. You might not believe this, but there's still a huge amount of content I've missed in this roundup in order to ensure the video isn't over a month long. But if you're interested in finding out more, there's a few links in the description to some beefier roundups of the event for you to check out. As if the flurry of Gamescom news wasn't enough, Nintendo sneaked in a surprise 22-minute long Nindies Direct on Monday that highlighted a raft of upcoming indie Switch games. The presentation itself is worth a watch, but here are some of the best bits. 3 brand new titles launched during the Direct, 2 of which came as a particular surprise. Prison Architect, a simulation strategy game about running your own prison, which has seen overwhelmingly positive success on the PC, and Bad North, a stripped-back strategy game about fighting Vikings on tiny islands. Both have received a positive critical reception and seem to be perfect fits for the handheld. The third title, on the other hand, the long in development Morphe's Law, is launched with a bit of a parping sound effect, a bit like this one. It doesn't seem to be very good. Elsewhere, This War of Mine hits the system in November, and Children of Mortar, Terraria, Night Toll and PC hit Slay the Spire are all launching at some point next year. Slay the Spire has proven hugely popular with the PC crowd, and online opinion seems to suggest that the Switch is the perfect fit for the competitive card battler. Frisbee Funtime Windjammers also hits the system on October 23rd, and a sequel was also revealed, which will be arriving at some point next year. Outside of the Direct, it was also revealed this week that the much requested Collectathon Hat in Time will be coming to the Switch at some point soon, and Saints Row 3 is also being ported to the console for some unknown reason. Why not the fourth one? Who knows? As if that wasn't enough, Nintendo will also be hosting yet another Nindies showcase on the 28th of August at 5 PM GMT. They really do tumble on like buses, don't they? Finally, an Xbox gamer with the username Lidmer has said that his entire online presence has been ruined by the recent popularity of the Lidmer meme. The player, who has had the gamertag for 12 years now, saw his username forcibly changed by Microsoft following the meme's success. According to Eurogamer, the origins of the meme are as follows. Quote, Lidmer is a fictional disease that was used as part of a death hoax against Fortnite streamer Ninja. Concerned fans would ask what Lidmer is. The response would be, lid my balls.
Careful, I heard Andros gave his troops Ligma.
Ligma? What's Ligma?
Slippy, no! Ligma balls!
The lad even got custom Xbox controllers made. This is wonderful. I don't care if this isn't news, it just made me laugh. Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thanks for sticking around. Trust me to make a weekly news series 1 week before Gamescom. It's like I wanted to give myself a ludicrous amount of work to do when the format is still fresh. Anyway, what was your favourite thing to come out of Gamescom? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It goes a long way to helping out the channel. Until next time, have a great week.